Welcome back to another Motel Coach training video. Today we're going to be diving into GuestPoint PMS and we're going to show you how to move a guest who's already checked in and also a guest who's not yet checked in. So that might be a reservation in the future or on the day of arrival. For a guest who's not yet checked in, we can click on it once with a left click and then we can drag it to any room we want. GuestPoint is going to prompt us and say, would you like to recalculate the existing room charges with the new rate? Now, generally this is going to be no. You want to keep the rate the same unless you've discussed increasing the rate with the guest due to maybe an upgrade or a change in circumstances. You would generally click no here. So that's going to keep our rate the same. So once we've moved the room, we can save it. Alternatively, we can go into the reservation and we can select from the available rooms. This way, it's only going to show us the Queen Suite rooms available. If we want to change the room type, we would have to select the different room type and then it will bring up the list of that room type's available rooms. So let's change the guest to a King Suite. And we're going to say no, this will be a complimentary upgrade for this guest. And we're going to put them into room 12 and save that one down. From time to time in your motel, you might see a confirm notice like this. This is a minimum stay requirement where the property has a minimum stay length on that date, or maybe it's just for that room type. If you've set that one, it's up to you if you want to override it or not. If your owner has set it, you will need to liaise with them and see if you can take the reservation for the shorter time period. So in this case, we're going to click yes, confirm. Now let's talk about moving the guest once they've already checked in. So we're going to do an instant check-in. And if we want to select that room and drag it, now we can't. Once the guest is checked in, you need to take the extra step. So we can either click move room. So that is done by right clicking on the reservation and then left clicking on move room. And we can select from the available rooms here. Alternatively, you can edit the reservation and you can click move room inside the reservation. So we want to move the guest to room 6 and we're going to click yes. That room move's now been completed. One other thing to note, and this is a general hotel or motel concept, if you move a room once a guest has already checked in, even if they've only been in for an hour or 5 minutes, you want to go and then re-inspect that room. So you can see here that GuestPoint has flagged that room again as dirty. So that's indicating that the best practice there is to go back to that room and inspect it to make sure that it's clean. The guest may have dropped their luggage off and they might have left something in the room or they might have used the bathroom. There's a number of things that they might do that the following guest would then consider a poor experience if they check into that room. The last thing we're going to touch on is if you move a guest and they've got a reason, make a note of it in their profile. So we can go back into the guest's profile. I'm going to just clear these ones to keep it simple. So I can put it in the guest profile notes. If it's something specific about that room that they're never going to like and you want to avoid putting them in there for the next stay, you'd put that one into the guest profile notes. And that way it's going to show up for the following stay and the stay after that. You can also put another note on for the team. So it might be something like, guest not happy with room. Guest not happy with the room. On arrival, please provide something complimentary on the second morning. It might be a small note like that, it keeps all of the staff on site informed about what's going on, and it gives you a chance to make it right with that customer. If it's just a minor thing, you might just put in a note just so that the staff are aware of what's happened. And then we're going to save that down. So to do a quick recap of shuffling rooms in GuestPoint, when you're moving a guest that's already checked in, firstly, make sure you put notes on the reservation why the guest has moved. Ensure that the room is flagged as dirty after the room's also been moved, and ensure that you communicate with housekeeping that a room move has occurred and that room needs to be re-inspected by either the housekeeping team or yourself. For tasks like that, as the motel manager, especially if there's a fault or an issue with the room, I would be taking it as an opportunity to have a look at the room myself. Once you've had a look through the room, if you've got the availability and you're not going to need that room, you can put the room out of service as a last let. If it's only a minor thing, you can still use the room for another guest. It might be a late arrival, but if you don't need it, you can just put it out of service. I would put last let, minor smell or issue, and then I'm going to put my initials after it and a date. Any of the other staff members will see that in the system. They'll know who's found the issue so that they can come and see you if they need to reuse the room. In the event that you're running the motel by yourself, which will be quite common, you've got a note on the system for that room to be reviewed. So if you get busy in the afternoon and forget about that room, you've still got it recorded in the system for the next day or two. If you're fully occupied, then I would be looking at which guest can I put in that room. You want to ideally put a guest who's going to be arriving quite late and is just looking for a night to sleep. That will give you some time to get the room up to as good a standard as you can. And it will also reduce the likelihood of a complaint. A guest checking in at 2 o'clock, if there's issues with the room, they're going to be more inclined to request a room move, whereas a guest checking in at 10 o'clock or midnight, they're going to be less inclined to worry about requesting a room move for a minor issue. That's everything for our video today. We're trying to really blend some real-world scenarios into our GuestPoint property management system lessons, just to really give you context of what will happen when you're running a motel. We hope you found the lesson helpful. If you did, please subscribe to our channel. If you are looking to get into motel management and you want to learn GuestPoint property management system, check out the links in our description. We've got some really comprehensive training courses, and we also have free resources on our website, so please check us out.